I believe that they gave me a raw deal because this industry is a monster. It's the same monster that these Me Too bitches was trying to tell you about. But
I gotta say, that is the quote of the show right there. These Me Too bitches. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts. Somebody with the slogan, "I'm rich, bitch," was, they can make jokes all day. They happy.
See, you thought wrong.
Right. Yeah, listen.
I didn't say I'm happy, bitch.
Yeah, that's true,
bitch.
Yeah, man. Some people talking about, damn, do Dave tell jokes anymore? Hey, look. I'm not even making a judgment here. I'm not. I'm just saying what I see people saying sometimes, because people are like, I want to laugh. And Dave Chappelle has come out and said, you know what, I've removed, or at least I requested that Netflix remove the Dave Chappelle Show. To which Netflix said, now Martin expected him to say, "F you." No, no, that's not what they said. They said, Dave, you have been so cool
and made us lots of
so
money.
much
Made us a lot of money. We do not want to piss your
Yeah, we want to stay in the Dave Chappelle business.
Yeah,
Like this, boop, it's gone.
Because you could be over at Amazon.
yeah.
It's true.
Because when that call first came through, Dave told him, he says, "I want you to take my show off," and they were like, "Who the?" And somebody, "Who the do you think you are to be so reasonable?"
Right.
That's for such a simple request. Well, yes. Dave, you know what? You're not planning on going nowhere, are you? Oh no, we can do that then. Yeah.
It's gone.
No, we can do that. We can do that. We can definitely do that. So they took that off. But over on HBO Max, a few other places, they are still showing the Dave Chappelle Show, and Dave Chappelle feels like, well, that ain't right. You took my creation, you making money off me, and I ain't getting a cent from that. So he did a whole special. He did a special called Unforgiven, where he, again, in Dave Chappelle style, comes out and tells people exactly how he feels for 18 minutes. Now, we're not going to show the whole 18 minutes, but I will show some stuff here and give you a good chunk of it. I don't know, maybe we got about like 8 minutes of it. I don't know, I hardly ever do this where I play a whole section, but there's a lot of stuff that he's talking about, and I just want to get your opinions on what he's saying right here.
what if they were all friends and I didn't know it?
He told a joke earlier, or not a joke. He told a story about how, just to give you some context here, he told a story about how he saw a guy doing 3-card Monte, and he got, of course, ripped off from it. He got
Sure.
and then he said he stayed there and just watched as he did this, wanting to know how it worked. And he said he soon realized that all the dudes who were around placing bets and yelling and screaming and cheering things on, he said that those dudes were that guy's friends.
Mm-hmm. They're all in cahoots.
Yeah. And they were all,
Plants.
and he said being a kid, he didn't know any better. So somebody else came up and was about to play, and Dave Chappelle got up and was like, "Don't put nothing down on that. These are his friends up here. He knows them." And the dude, he said, he didn't know this about the guy sitting down, but the guy stood up and was huge and grabbed this boy. He was a kid at the time, and picked him up and looked at him, and he was about to kill his little ass. And he looked in his eyes and saw the fear. And he said he went from murder to sympathy, like a dad would look at his son. But it still didn't stop him from putting his face close to his and saying, "Boy, don't you ever come between a man and his meal." And Dave Chappelle said, "Well, I learned a valuable lesson that day." Shut the up.
Right.
But that's part of what he's saying right there. He's saying, I feel like these companies, these contracts came between me and my livelihood. You probably got that.
All these years later, and they're streaming the very show that I was pitching to them. What do you need me for?
I'm just
Damn, that's what I'm thinking. He's saying some real shit, but I'm hanging on the cigarette. Light it or don't, goddammit. You're driving me nuts.
Well, I'm just, when I was watching this, I'm glad you brought it. I was going to wait to the end, but I said, I'm just waiting for him to stop in the middle of a joke and just die from cancer.
Oh, yeah.
He smokes on every show.
Yeah, that's kind of my
his
thing. I'm
voice,
like,
too.
look, I know I'm being a bitch about it, but I always see him smoking in places where you're not supposed to smoke.
Right.
And the
Yeah.
fact he's throwing his weight around, going like, well, if you want me, you're gonna have to let me smoke anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, come on, dude.
Look,
on stage and standing out live
Yeah.
inside.
yeah, if this motherfucker was doing a show inside a burning house, he would still be smoking.
Yeah.
He'd be lighting it up.
yeah. Like
Everything's fine.
And that's why I had said, where's everybody going?
I believe that they gave me a raw deal because this industry is a monster. It's the same monster that these Me Too bitches was trying to tell you about. But
I gotta say, that is the quote of the show right there. These Me Too bitches.
This might ask you to keep pausing real quick. You're like, I got you, brother. Don't worry.
And I thought he was gonna pause for a joke. That
Right.
was a punchline, and he's like, just keep on going what he's saying.
These Me Too bitches. People,
You do know.
They might not. Okay.
these Me Too hoes.
That's like Trump goes, I really care about these Black Lives Matter niggas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he does say.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Take the care part out of it. Yeah, man. That's something.
These
Yeah.
whining, complaining, Me Too bitches.
Menstruating.
Well, he didn't mean it like that. He meant it like it's like these
No,
women.
I know,
I just
I
thought
know,
that
I
was
know.
funny. He don't care. These Me Too bitches out here. These hoes that was raped.
they said I smoked crack. That's impossible. I was a devout Muslim. I didn't smoke or drink. But I do now, bitch, because you ruined my life.
Ruin might be a stretch.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I'm
It's
just-
on stage with a lot of people out there.
You ruined my fucking life. Hold on, I just dropped $1,000 bill.
People there.
There's a bit of hyperbole going on here.
it's-
I mean, I'm with him for the most part, but some of this I'm thinking like, you could do a different show. I mean, a show with a different title. Or,
Yeah, dude,
Chappelle
hey, my
show.
man, you know that the motherfucker that just lost their restaurant and everything because of COVID is ruined.
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you are inconvenienced
Yeah,
at this point.
exactly.
You ain't,
And he spent money on the show going, man, this is my last goddamn $100.
you know, this is
I feel like you're gonna be all right.
no. But I'm just saying, ruined. Maybe you felt ruined at the time. I'll give you. I mean, I'll give you a lot of words with this.
Yeah, yeah.
Inconvenienced, mistreated, disrespected.
Sure.
Ruined ain't really in there.
Ruined.
Bamboozled.
That's a big one to toss out there.
Yeah, I ain't trying to I'm not trying to disrespect. I'm definitely not trying to undermine what you're saying because I have some things to say about what he's saying that I completely agree with, and some
Exactly.
counterpoints on that. But brother, you listen, man. I don't. You don't see it, but you can't. But if you look close enough, and I wish I could zoom in on it, but if you look close enough, that motherfucker sitting on millions. You can't really see it, but it's there. It's there.
That's what's in that case right there next to it.
If you sitting on millions, you ain't really ruined.
Begging you, please don't watch that show. I'm not asking you to boycott any network. Boycott me. Boycott Chappelle's show. Do not watch it unless they pay me.
You know what? He's right. Now to watch Chappelle's show.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A's still in business though. So.
It's like, well, can I watch it on YouTube?
Right.
Yeah, Peter. Fuck you. I mean, I feel him, but I'm just letting y'all know that ain't happening.
No.
People don't boycott shit today, and that's part of the problem. But people like them, half those motherfuckers that left that show because he mentioned the Chappelle show. He's like, oh shit, it's on HBO Max.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I honestly, I didn't know it was showing anywhere, and he just did a commercial
He
for
just
it.
told people by him telling people not to go watch the Chappelle show. He told them to go watch the Chappelle Show. I'm not saying it's right, but half those motherfuckers that left out of there, they went home just out of curiosity.
Sure.
To watch the Dave Chappelle Show.
It's been implanted. It's been incepted in their brains. If they come out of this, they're like, man, I remember back when Dave was funny. Oh, yeah, Chappelle Show is on. Let's go watch that.
Yeah. Half of them started streaming on their phone. Was the show right there. I'm telling you.
And some of them fooled themselves. It's like, well, shit, he won't mind if I just watch that one skit.
Right,
that I
right,
like.
right.
Charlie Murphy.
Yeah. Little Rick James ain't never heard nobody.
Yeah. He won't mind if I look at nigga fuck your couch. He won't care about that.
I paid for this shit,
Yeah,
so I
man.
can watch a little bit of it. I mean, I can watch a little bit. I paid for this goddamn
Yeah.
Okay. He ain't gonna give me no show.
Hell yeah, half those people out there saying, I pay for HBO Max. Your show belongs to me.
Right.
Don't tell me what to do with my shit.
Right. That's between you and HBO Max. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I don't know if you gonna get your show, but I got it right now.
I don't pay HBO Max. I don't got no HBO Max.
Yeah, shit.
I mean,
I-
if you can give me back my $14 a month, then maybe we can talk.
I'm not talking bad about Dave Chappelle. I'm not. Just hear me out, y'all. Just hear me out. Because some of y'all probably gonna get mad right now, like, man, you don't understand what he's saying. No, I do. Just hear me out. I'll play the rest of this right here, but just
We can fight together and work this thing with Chappelle Show out. Or I can just take it. Thank you.
Comedy Central's like, come on. It's right here, man.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, shit. You got your boys, I got mine. There's a bunch of lawyers behind it.
Yeah. My briefcases and shit.
Look, let me tell you something, man. I'm making jokes about him being rich. I'm making jokes about him having money. And that don't change how you feel when you're an artist and you see your shit taken from you, or you're cut off from it, or something that you made and you were there since the creation of it. And you see that you can't do nothing with it anymore, but there's somebody out there using your image, your idea, and they can do whatever the hell they want, including making money. I get that. So all these people talking about Dave Chappelle ain't telling no jokes, which we all played around with that at the beginning. Dave still tells jokes. He's on Saturday Night Live telling jokes. Mm-hmm. He still comes out and tells jokes, but Dave Chappelle is at that moment right now where I can get on stage for as long as I want, and I'm powerful enough, and I got enough money to where I can tell it like it is. And I think I love comedians who are storytellers, man. And Dave Chappelle's been there. Sometimes he says, I just don't feel like being that funny tonight. I'll throw in some jokes, but I'm gonna tell you how things are. And comedians are some of the people that should be able to do that, because comedians, man, they, sometimes depending on who they are, they might not get away with saying some things that are risque, but a lot of times comedians get away with a lot of shit. And Dave Chappelle is one of them. Dave Chappelle got away with talking about little boys should be grateful they got raped by Michael Jackson. He made it. Anybody else would have done that, he would have got canceled.
Yeah.
If you're the right comedian with the right pull and the right power and the right tone, you can get away with saying a lot of things. The only thing that I would say is because what he's doing this for is that he's just telling you what the business is like. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's sitting up here necessarily complaining, saying, I want to get paid. He's just letting people know, like, hey, look, I'm not the first and definitely won't be the last, but you've seen a trail of artists who have been ripped off.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Comedians from Prince. That's why he went around wearing a symbol calling himself Slave and the Artist, because they took his name. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My point is, man, I went through something very similar that Dave Chappelle went through. Now, I know y'all looking at me, Negro, you ain't no Dave Chappelle. No, I'm not. But
Nobody said that.
yeah, I know. I'm getting all mad. I know.
Making up shit in your head. Fuck you too.
Well, for whoever's going to say it, I know you're out there. But, man, I went through on a smaller level the same thing that he went through. And I looked at this the whole time. I was like, God damn, I relate. Because I was in my 20s and signed up for something and didn't know what I was signing up for. The only thing that I would say is if there's ever a point where it's like, pay me, boycott this shit, don't watch it. I mean, it's foul. These people are corrupt. They're conniving, but you signed a contract.
Yeah.
The educational part of this, but this whole thing about boycott, I think that's a little unrealistic, because I mean, you're not going. What happens if you boycott? you're not getting any money. Maybe the people who have it up there, they'll get paid, but that's the contract you signed.
Well, plus this, I mean, this message he just he put out, it's only going to go to the people who see it. Most of whom we know are not going to boycott, and there's all the other people who, like me, until just now didn't even know this existed. So I'm not even thinking about it. But yeah, once you sign the contract, it sucks. Those contracts are shitty. It's admirable for him to put it out there to let people know, and if he could get a movement started with more people doing it. I mean, him saying he's the only one who's got the balls to do it. He's in the position to do it. He's somebody who can do this and have a career that keeps on going afterwards. Sure. I think other people would love to say something and really can't. But yeah, unless he gets more people going like, you know what, I'm going to do that too, this is not going to be a thing.
I agree. And I tell you, and that all being said, he kicked some real knowledge. All
Yeah,
that being,
he did.
all that being said, if I paid to see that show, I'd have been pissed.
Yeah.
Well, people probably knew what they were getting into.
Fair enough, but I'm just saying, like you said, I don't feel like being funny tonight. Well, God damn it, $75 says you do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't pay to see your therapy
I
session.
know you got your contract, but why are you fucking me on this contract
you
right
want
here?
to do this? Do it for free. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know if he charged.
Yeah, he might not charge.
Because this is on Instagram.
Right.
He
probably didn't.
He put this out on Instagram, and I don't know if anybody paid. He might have just been doing something.
I mean, really, what he's saying, because the nature of the business is, if until you are somebody big, you don't have control over with the contract.
Sure.
And that entity, they are gambling on you, and they have all the resources you want. They have what you want. You don't necessarily have what they need. So it's always going to be unfair. That's just the nature of it.
The industry needs to change. I told you, this is why I never ever want to get, because everybody had dreams of, I want to work for a studio, I want to get signed, I want to work for a label and all. And look, if they can give you something, you know how to negotiate it, then yeah, it's a great opportunity. But I've talked to so many people who are doing things on their own, and they say that they've been approached by producers, and they've been approached by studios, and they say, I turned it down. I'm doing just fine. When I say I went through something like this, Spill.com, everybody knows that. So I remember the first time that I actually signed that contract with the first company that we were with. It was a company called Miva. And I had no leverage whatsoever. I had nothing to work with. Only thing I had was an idea, and the internet was not like it is today. All I had was an idea, proof of concept, and some people calling up who were interested and saying that they want to pay to develop the idea. I had no lawyers. I'm not blaming anybody for this, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to negotiate any kind of percentage or anything with that. I pretty much got bought up. And I can even say I was bought. I call it a plantation, call it, a service, call it whatever, but they paid me while later on they would reap the benefits of that. We got sold to Hollywood.com, and I ain't gonna tell you how much it was, but that shit was a 7-figure deal. None of us saw that shit.
Right.
That's why I told y'all thought I was ego tripping. I said, when we start doing this and they ask y'all to sign a contract, do you want to use your real names or not?
Yeah. No, once you explained it, I was like, oh yeah, I know how those things go. You're absolutely right. Thank you for looking out.
Yeah. And I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even bitter. But people, when I said about the contract, people, I told y'all don't use your names. I said I work for them and they requested I use the names, but you guys don't put your names on there. Everybody thought, oh, you don't want us to use our names because you want to be the star. You want everybody to think they want to know your name, but you don't want us to be known. I gave everybody a choice to use their names, by the way. And now you see what I'm talking about. Well, you saw it when I explained it, but you see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Leon knows.
Leon's my slave name.
Yeah.
Leon X.
And I'm not even mad about it because I didn't know at the time. And the internet was not what it was at the time. And I could have been smarter about it, but I was in my 20s and I didn't know anything, man, when we did that. So I did learn a valuable lesson from it. I got some experience, as I always say. I got some great knowledge from it. And we were able to build a community around somebody else's money.
It was a great springboard.
But this is why I say at this point, maybe a few years ago, but at this point, I am so happy to be doing what I'm doing now. I will never, And I listened to Chappelle. I was like, wow, man, he's telling it like it is. This is why he's out here. He's not really complaining. Now, as unrealistic as I might think it is to like tell people to boycott the Chappelle show, some people say, well, shit, you just gave me permission to pirate the shit. They don't understand it. You know, like, I didn't think about that. Some people are like, oh, as long as I ain't getting my money to them, I just go ahead and just, you know, sell these 7 seasons and download this shit.
Freeshit.com.
I'm just telling you, ignorant motherfuckers take it like that.
Yeah,
oh
damn
shit,
right.
you just told me to pirate this. As long as I ain't giving no money to them, and it's like, no, I ain't getting no money from any of this.
Shouldn't be paying for this liquor either.
Yes. And the reason why Netflix is being nice because they're not losing anything by, well, I guess, you know, they're losing something by taking the show off. They're losing money there. But they, you know, they don't have to pay anything to Chappelle for that.
Sure.
You know, so it's probably a little easier to do that. And I would at some point I wouldn't even trust Netflix.
Well, you
He
can't.
wasn't going all the way there either.
Yeah,
You notice he wasn't saying he really, you know.
Well,
he was like,
because none of these corporations are run by one or two people.
Right.
It's a board, and like you said, it's shareholders, and whoever's running things they're beholden to their shareholders over all else, and they will make decisions that negatively affect everything as long as it puts money in the pockets of the shareholders.
And I guarantee you that phone call wasn't, oh, sure, we'll do it. We'll get back to you. When he said that, I don't want this on here anymore. It wasn't like they were like, sure. No, it was a week or so when they all discussed it together and made that decision.
But people listen to what this man is saying.
And let everybody know we did a nice thing for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen to what this man is saying, because I had to sit there and I had to watch. I heard the figure, and years of work. I'm not even complaining. Years of work, and I sat up there and saw all this stuff that we created on our own. You know, I see the drawings that I've done. I see the animation that a team has done, and it's out there, and nothing's being done with it. That's almost as bad as if money was being made from it. It's just like all this stuff is sitting there and nothing's happening with
I've thought about that, and I feel like it's not as bad. It's just knowing that it's just sitting somewhere, that's fine. But somebody making money off of it and doing new stuff with it, that would bother me.
Yeah, it pissed me off.
It bothers me that, you have to look at it in creative terms. It bothers me that a lot of work was put into something, and a lot of people, you know, there was a whole community behind it, and it's just cast to the side now, and nobody's doing anything with it. The potential of what we did, it hurts me as much as if it was out there making money. That's just the way I feel, because it was more to me than money. There's so much freedom now with the internet and all these, and I'm amazed that there are people who are not even 25 who are looking at studios and agents and producers and telling them no, because I can make more money on my own. Mm-hmm. And that's the lesson, man. These people are crooks. These people are opportunists, and you have a freedom that no one had 20 years ago. It's amazing, man. And that is why I love doing what I'm doing right now. And you know, I mean, it was great before. It's just that money wasn't ours.
Yeah, right. And I mean, look, you feel how you feel. I'm just surprised to hear that, because I know that, you know, despite that stuff is sitting there and you've done all that work, you've improved exponentially on everything since then.
Thank you. I think we all have. I think we are in a great place right now.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it could always be better, but I mean, I'm just to go through that where you see tons of videos out there. You remember the time you worked on it. You remember what you remember the nights you stayed up doing it, and then you're like, well, somebody's telling me you can never touch that again. Yeah. You can watch it, you can hang with it, but if you step over any of these boundaries right here, you're legally in trouble.
It's like an ex-girlfriend with a restraining order.
Yeah, with a permanent, when you didn't do shit.
Right, yeah.
Bitch, I made you. You be nothing without me.
Well, you didn't
And
do
see,
shit.
that's how you get the restraining order. Saying shit like that.
Uh-huh, all right.
Keep talking.
Yeah. I got you over card.
Out there with a bottle in my hand.
I made you, bitch. You be nothing without me.
Come down here. Stella!
Understand the hurt and the anger, especially when they talk shit to you. And believe me, I've had some people talk down to me with shit, man. I understand it, but man, you're a huge success. You made millions of dollars. People love you. You're continuously moving forward. So I'd say bring that shit up. Stand up for yourself. But as far as boycotting and stuff like that, I don't know, man. You know, it's just
a little heavy-handed on some parts.
Yeah.
Like ruining your life, like y'all said. Okay, didn't need the mic drop. Sorry, I didn't need
Yeah,
that.
the mic drop. Like, hey, you should save those. For
Right. Somebody paid for that, man. Somebody's got, and guess what? Somebody's got to pick it
Well,
up.
like
Too.
if you drop the mic every time, it stops being special.
I know.
And also, somebody's got to pick it up.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
I got to pick this up and this fucking asshole just dropped. I'm serious.
And that mic, I'm looking at it, and that poor mic. That mic, like, what did I do? Shit, you mad at me? I had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, someone has a roadie going.
Right. And clean up them goddamn cigarette ashes too.
Yeah, they looking at this and like another trip to Guitar Center. Shit, we just bought this shit. God damn it, Dave! Shit! Come on, man.
What'd he say? None.
Yeah, he ain't so broke that he doesn't go through a crate of mics every tour.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. I would say for anybody, be careful. Do your own shit. And definitely, anybody's been screwed, but you got some success and you can move forward, man. Because believe me, I learned a lot, and I ain't mad at all. I'm happy for what I learned.
Sure,
This honor.
exactly.
And believe me, I'm not going to say I was completely screwed, but I will say that my naivete was fully taken advantage of, and it was legal.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? That's why I always tell you guys, man, like, well, I remember Spill. Those must have been some good times. No, I hated that shit for a lot of reasons, but mostly because I had to sit up there and live with the fact, like, man, it was my fault, and I just let a lot of shit go if I just known how to negotiate better, or if I just waited. But you gotta understand, at the time, the internet was not what it is now.
No.